Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and today we're going to be taking a dive into some historic best of one. So this is a little deck that I've been working on a little bit recently, and it's a lot of fun. It's a Sultai Enigmatic Incarnation list with a nice little Muldrotha sub-theme to it as well. So for those that don't know, Enigmatic Incarnation is a 4-mana enchantment. Essentially plays like Vanifar. You get to sacrifice an enchantment, and if you do, you get to look for a creature with its converting mana cost +1. So if we sack a 3 enchantment, we get a 4 creature. If we sack a 4 enchantment, we get a 5 creature. If we sack a 5 enchantment, we get a 6 creature. It's kind of the idea. So while we're sacrificing things with Enigmatic Incarnation, creature enchantments, and things like that, and maybe even cycling lands, we're going to be working up to building our graveyard for Muldrotha the Gravetide, the other build around of the deck, which just happens to synergize pretty decently. Only going to be a 2 of, because you don't really want to see it too much in the early game. In fact, you barely want to see it at all. But it's one of those cards where if it goes unanswered, then it can completely take over the game. So really nice for us to like sacrifice a Gravebreaker Lamia or an Eldest Reborn into a Muldrotha, and then next turn just empty our graveyard out onto the board. But yeah, 6 mana 6/6. During each of your turns, you may play up to 1 permanent card of each permanent type from your graveyard. So in this case, we've got land, enchantment, creature, and that's essentially it. It speaks for itself, really. It's kind of a toolbox deck. We're going to be sacking things to find things, so we get to have lots of little one-ofs in the deck, so I'll kind of go over those one-ofs. We've got Reclamation Sage, which we can pull off the 2s right here to destroy artifacts and enchantments. We can sack our 3s to get Ravenous Chupacabras. Nightmare Shepherd to give us a little bit of board protection as well. Whenever a creature dies, you get to exile it and return it to the battlefield, except for it's a 1/1 instead. So if we sack enchantment creatures with Enigmatic Incarnation while Nightmare Shepherd is out, then we just get that card back as well, so we can get some double value. We got Spark Double to double down on our value. So if we want like double draws with Citizen Champion, which is kind of like the engine piece of this deck, drawing cards whenever enchantments enter the battlefield. If we want doubles of those, then we've got Spark Double available. You can also add that little extra bit of protection as well by making like 2 Muldrothas or something like that. And if one dies, then the other can reanimate it by just playing it next turn. Things like that. We've got Shimmerwing Chimera to bounce enchantments as well. It's also just a nice 4-drop, that we can go straight into our 5s with. Yarok doubling down, enter the battlefield abilities, so double Chupacabras, double Gift of Paradise triggers, double card draw, things like that, so lots of value there. We've got the Eldest Reborn as well to kind of reanimate Muldrotha. You will notice that in the gameplay I have 2 Eldest Reborns in my deck. I absolutely found them to be pretty garbage in a lot of situations, but it is still pretty good as a one-of, as the Chapter 3 allows you to get back kind of your engine pieces, and, you know, it's got a lot of value there. Sacrificing a creature, discarding a card, and reanimating, all for 5 mana, is not bad if you can get it going. The problem is you don't really want to see more than one of them, so I ended up cutting 1 extra Eldest Reborn and adding in a 3rd Ravenous Chupacabra, which kind of does what Eldest Reborn does, but a little less, but also leaves a body behind. So I think the Chupacabra plan here is just a little bit better than the double Eldest Reborn. So yeah, that's something to know. Other than that though, the mana base is pretty simple. It's Sultai colors. We got the Barren Moor and the Tranquil Thicket to cycle. 1 Castle Vantress so that we can do some scrying, sorry. And we've got Ghost Quarters as well, just in case Field of the Dead crops up. And we can also play Ghost Quarter out of our yard as well, so there's potential for really slow Ghost Quarter locking, which is basically where we destroy all of our opponent's lands and they have no basics left to fetch. So if our opponent's playing a really greedy mana base, we can punish that with Ghost Quarters and Muldrotha. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the gameplay. But if you do enjoy the content, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks. This video is brought to you by the generous support of our wonderful patrons and channel members that you see here. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to cool content like sneak peeks, bonus videos, polls on future content, or access to a personal deck critique from myself every month, then hit the join button below the video or check out the Patreon link down in the description below. With all that said, let's get into the gameplay. Alrighty then, we're in. And we got a fine hand. It's not bad. Yeah, let's keep it. So we got turn 1, Overgrown Tomb tapped, and then from there we can go Omen of the Sea, and then hopefully find some nice and tasty things. Perhaps even get a Dryad of the Elysian Grove going with an extra land drop, maybe? That'd be nice. Up against Mono Black, probably like a Cabal Stronghold style deck if I had to guess. I think I'm going to bottom both of these. I think if I draw a land that can play Dryad, I'm in a really good spot. If I just play a normal land, I'm fine because I've got the Omen of the Sea. Don't know if I necessarily need either of those two. So there we go. We got Hintland Harbour into Dryads. And then we get to drop down Watery Grave. So we've accelerated our mana somewhat. It's not too bad. So yeah, I think this is going to be a all-swamp Cabal Stronghold Mono Black Devotion style deck. Should be interesting. A lot of the time when it comes to Mono Black Devotion, just controlling the board is really key. And we're probably going to be able to do that, because we got a nice little... We're going to do this before our opponent untaps and kills my champion in response. But yeah, we got a really nice Citizen Champion card draw off an Omen of the Sea. Maelstrom Pulse. You know what? I think just all removal is never really a bad thing when we've got an established board that's better than our opponents. Got our land drop, swing for 2. And the likelihood is our opponent plays something for 4 mana here, or 3-ish. Yeah, they got Phylactery Lich, which, sorry opponent, doesn't live through an Eldest Reborn. So we draw a card, we kill their Lich from Sacrifice. Unfortunate Wolf Willow Haven there. Since we're a little bit short, but yeah, not bad. So they might have another Phylactery Lich. Should definitely be somewhat unfortunate, though we can Maelstrom Pulse the Thematic Compass to get rid of that. So they did have Citizen Champion getting killed with a Ritual Soot there, but we can reanimate it with the Eldest Reborn, so it's not the worst thing in the world. How does this thing read? When you control no permanents. Okay. So, yeah, I think we're just going to Reclamation Sage the Compass and get rid of the counter on that. So if they did have a Phylactery Lich, they're going to have to reapply it to something. But yeah, I think it was mostly a case of just, once we got our champion down, draw loads of cards and see what we do. But yeah, we were really easily controlling that matchup, so pretty good stuff. Absolutely none of our game plan, our normal game plan actually came into effect, and we still kind of ruffle stomped our opponent, which is a good sign. Alrighty then, we are in, and a lack of green means I cannot keep this hand. If this was a green land, I think you absolutely take this hand, because you go turn 2 Wolf Willow into Champion into Incarnation, and you have a wonderful time, but it's not the way it is, so this hand looks alright. I think we dump the Omen of the Sea, although it could be Dryad, honestly. Yeah, maybe it's Dryad. Gift of Paradise produces the blue for Omen, so in that regard we're okay. So we're just going to go Forest Go. Opponent on maybe Grixis. Good count. Good shout me. Alright, take Wolf Willow, presumably, unless you've got something that you want to resolve that Murderous Rider upsets. Looks like you do. Alright, well, let's get ramping. We'll make this swamp produce Overgrown Tomb mana. Just working our way up to Muldrotha, I guess. So, Drowned Catacombs. Stick that on the forest. So we got 2, 4, 5. Could have 6 mana with the Omen of the Sea next turn. To play a Muldrotha, we'll see. Alright, well, they got a Nicol Bolas. Don't want either of them. Gonna be honest. They all look terrible. Castle Vantress is a tap land. I think I will take my chances. Oh. Shoot your boy. See what happens. Thief of Sanity. Oof. Well, we could go for Omen of the Sea. Go for a land drop. This can be really badly punished. But I'm a greedy boy. I need a land here. There we go. I will take the Chupacabra, actually. So we'll block. I mean, the likelihood is that they have removal, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. They're shocking in. They don't want to be doing Eldest Reborn. They've got Hostage Taker, 1 mana open. What's the 1 mana for? If the 1 mana doesn't get cast, then they just shock themselves unnecessarily to send a message, I guess. So they're not choosing Chupacabra, which is very interesting. We're going to have to play Incarnation here in order to get Chupacabra out of our deck. So, yeah, that's the thing. I'm just checking if there's anything else. No, we've got to go gift for Spark Double, Chupacabra, kill Hostage Taker, get back Nightmare Shepherd. Hope that's good enough. Nicol Bolas, once again. If they kill Nightmare Shepherd and swing in, though, they're going to lose their Nicol Bolas. So they don't care about Nicol Bolas. Interesting. What do we want to see here? Well, we do want to see our opponent empty our graveyard. I mean, it's all about Muldrotha now. Send it. And we'll get rid of an Omen of the Sea to grab. I think it's just Citizen Champion. I mean, none of the others really do anything, so yeah. Let's just get that card draw. Likelihood is Muldrotha dies because my deck is jam-packed full of removal. My opponent's hit me 3 times with that Thief. Land, unknown. So, does Muldrotha live? Surprise, surprise, it doesn't. My Dryad. And we get a Citizen Champion. Okay, well. Play a Champion. We're going to be drawing a few cards from that, which is not too bad. Pass the turn. Sack Omen of the Sea. And we will get a Dryad of the Elysian Grove to draw 2 cards. Hoping to find a removal spell for Thief of Sanity. Not lucky enough on that one, unfortunately. We do have an Incarnation to get Yarok. Or a Gravebreaker Lamia. How many cards we got left, though? So we are getting milled like crazy. Well, the Gravebreaker is in our graveyard now. Which does not bode well. You have my Muldrotha. Oh no, that's actually the worst. Oh dear. That actually could not be any worse. I really need to get lucky. A Maelstrom Pulse off the top. Murderous Rider off the top. Well, doesn't have to be off the top. We are going to see like 3 cards here. At the very least, but still. Muldrotha gets back Nicol Bolas next turn. Hostage Takers. Oh, come on. We're going to see 1 card. and it's awful. Truly awful. Okay. We can get a Shimmer Wing Chimera. Or an Incarnation. Or another Citizen Champion. Can get all the champions. Gotta be Shimmer Wing. I need the card draw, I need the blocker for Thief. Incarnation, awful draws. Absolutely horrendous. Yeah, this is the last thing I like to see. So, this is an upkeep stop, so we're going to set that just in case our opponent doesn't swing in with a Thief of Sanity. They probably do, because Muldrotha plays Bolus, they minus on Chimera, and they keep milling me over. Or Hostage Taker, same difference. You want to get rid of my blocker. Yeah. Wow, they've played more of my deck than I have. There's been nothing I could do to stop it. Sacks a creature. I guess it's just a tube. Wondering whether or not I wanted the Spark double in there, but I think I want the 3/3. Specifically, that extra power I think matters just that little bit more. Land Rexage. More lands for us. Come on. Moment of truth. Lands. Maelstrom Pulse, thank Christ. Okay. So, Maelstrom Pulse. Annoyingly, does it have to get rid of Muldrotha? It really does, doesn't it? It really does. I can't allow my opponent any more Muldrotha value, but we're going to get milled out by Thief of Sanity. It's just the way it is. I could Ghost Quarter them for the lulz. Let's get rid of a black-blue source, I guess. Doesn't really matter, they got Dryad of the Elysian Grove at the end of the day, but maybe they've got a greedy mana base and I can stop them from doing it. I'm just going to swing, because this game's over. I mean, it's a lot of damage, so they do have to block a fair bit. So they're at 6. You get to go Incarnation for Yarok. And this Wolf Willow can get me Citizen Champion, I guess. Or Murderous Riders are the only ones. So they've got a Citizen Champion in my hand, in their pile there, it seems. If my tracker's watching carefully anyway. Yeah, it's not in there. There it is. Yeah. Do I just have the better board state, though? Well, they have one of my Wolf Willows to get a redraw. They need, like, Ritual of Soot. Help yourself. Help yourself, opponent. I have the greatest hand. Oh, that hand just keeps on getting better. Swing it. Am I winning this? It can't be. 10 cards left. If that Hostage Taker dies, I draw 3 cards. Wow. Wow, I won. How on God green earth did I win that game? What? I'm going to have to watch that one back, because Jesus Christ, I swear that was unwinnable. But here we are. I guess I underestimated the power of my board state and just assumed their extreme value was just beating mine, but apparently when you just hit your opponent in the face with big things, you win occasionally, so good stuff, I guess. Alrighty then, we're in, and I quite like this hand. We got removal, card advantage, and ramp, and some late game. Pretty much everything you ever need from a hand. So, I'm not going to say it's the nut draw, but it's pretty close, I think. Alright, so Drowned Catacombs, and I think that we go Wolf Willow Haven. We don't get a draw off Citizen Champion, but against a mono black deck, I'm not really betting that I get that anyway. Just stick this on. Drowned Catacomb. I don't think it really matters. Chromatic Lantern, so it's Chromatic Black from our opponent. Okay. So we're going to go Citizen Champion and Overgrown Tomb tapped. Watergrave. Let's get that island in play for whatever that's worth. Yeah, so we're up against Chromatic Black, so I have a good idea of what we're going to be dealing with. Tendrils, cool. Let's see, we got Dryad. I think we just want to play Dryad here and fire out our Maelstrom Pulse on Chromatic Lantern. Turn them back into swamps just in case it matters. You don't want to see Golos coming out and getting an activation, for example. Or them just having like Fae of Wishes in hand and ready to go. And now I've got Muldrotha. So yeah, they would have had access to their entire sideboard without any worries there, which is definitely not a good thing. So we're going to play Muldrotha, we're going to play our lands. We've only got Citizen Champion in the graveyard, but that might be a pretty decent hit anyway with Muldrotha. I'm just looking to beat our opponent down. So Mastermind's Acquisition likely went for that Lantern. And they just have more answers. Okay. That's irritating. Yeah, we'd have had a really good turn there if our opponent hadn't killed our Muldrotha. I think we still have a fine turn. It's not a standout kind of, whoa, look at us go kind of turn, but we get to Vantress on end step and we've got some removal open. It's just a matter of seeing what our opponent can do now that they've got 5 colours of mana. And I think they have good Cabal Stronghold mana after this land comes down. Which I'm assuming it's coming down. Go to the sideboard. Okay. So we're looking for Reclamation Sage. Looking for another Maelstrom Pulse. Because there's no doubt in my mind they went and grabbed a 5-colour card there. Alright, so we're going to go through here. And we're going to scry, setting up Keep Stop just in case it's all garbage, which it is. Need to make sure I have something of reasonable value here, so scry 4. Incarnation at this point is so good, close to being good. We're 1 mana short. If we had this land, we could play Incarnation, get rid of a Wolf Willow, hits Reclamation Sage. Alas, it does not, so at risk of just straight up dying, I'm going to have to bottom that. I think we're just going to die. I think that's the sad reality of this situation. We just didn't find what we needed. Going with Khan, the Great Creator. Okay. Khan can go to the sideboard and pull an artifact out. I'm assuming it's like Bolas' Citadel? Immortal Sun. Okay. Well, I'm going to kill Khan, because he gets the minus before they play Immortal Sun. So he gets like a Bolas' Citadel out or something like that, which is not great for us. We're just going to go with Vantress and hope that good things can happen here. Incarnation, there we go, that's a good one. Do we want the Gift of Paradise to follow it after? Actually, it's not going to matter, because we're going to shuffle. Let's just draw that Incarnation. So, Incarnation, we pass the turn, we sack Wolf Willow, to go get Reclamation Sage, killing Chromatic Lantern. The turn after that, we sack Dryad, gets Spark Double, Reclamation Sage gets copied, and we kill the Immortal Sun. I think is the play. Ooh, Yarok. Interesting. Well, we're gonna play Yarok. Might as well. Could swing in for 4 points of damage here with... Actually, no, this is just the creature, isn't it? I guess we can play him out. Opponent knows about it after all. And we got no good attacks. So, yeah, we want to just sack Dryads. Grab Spark Double, who will become a Reclamation Sage, and kill the Immortal Sun. We don't want our opponent having card advantage. No siree. Boop. No targets there. Fizzles that one. And that's our opponent's wish board basically taken care of. They're on mono black from this point forward. Unless they get one of their other Chromatic Lanterns. We've got rid of 2. Not that many black X spells in the format. Okay, Yarok's down. It's fine. There's no real guarantee that he's going to do anything of value. I'm going to set an upkeep stop as well to use our Vantress again. Ritual of Soot. Kill my board. Okay. Really just looking for Muldrotha here. This is when she really shines. So Gift of Paradise, Dryad. I think we want the Gift. Gift becomes... Gift becomes like Nightmare Shepherd, I think. Which is not great. But it's better than, I think, a blind top deck. So, yeah, let's just slop that one out. Could actually go for Wolf Willow first, which gets Cetizen Champion. Yeah, it's probably better. So we get Cetizen Champion out as our card advantage engine that our opponent needs to kind of answer right now. We've got Dread Presence and a Swamp. Can't make double land drops, so don't expect that to be pinging down the champion, but card advantage is real. We got Garbage. Should have got an upkeep stop there. Need to make sure to constantly do that, actually. So we're going to pass the turn. Actually, should float that mana, but I guess I forgot. Get Nightmare Shepherd. I'm not sure how much it makes in terms of a difference. We basically just lost 1 mana on a turn cycle, but going after Nightmare Shepherd? That seems a bit weird. Yeah, that's what I thought. Karn, Scion of Urza. Make a 1/1. I'm liking where we're at. I really am. We've got Ghost Quarter for the Cabal Stronghold. We've got an upkeep stop as well, ready to sacrifice some stuff. We could even do Nightmare Shepherd into... we've lost our Yarok already, so it'd be like Gravebreaker Lamia, I guess. Draw a card with Cetizen Champion. We've also got whatever we top deck off the top, so... Pretty good, pretty good. Answered our opponent's stuff nice and easily. It was a little bit clunky, but we got there. So, you know, I'll take it. Alrighty then, we're in. We got Omen of the Sea to find our 3rd land drop for our 3 mana cost hand, so I think this is fine. Could go horrifically wrong if we didn't draw this land here, so I'm glad to see that it's not. Mind Stone in a mono black deck, so... What on earth are we doing here? Fountain of Renewal. Looks maybe like a blue-black Tezzeret deck. That's my guess. I don't think it's mono black, because I can't see the real reason for mono black outside of Phylactery Lich when it comes to artifacts. So they got a Dread Presence. Okay. Well, I've got an Omen of the Sea. How about that? Do not want Muldrotha. Probably want Murderous Rider. I'd like some interaction. So let's play Drowned, Catacombs, and let's go Citizen Champion. We've got 3 mana plays if we don't draw a land, and if we do, we've got Incarnation to sack Omen of the Sea. And grab some nice stuff. There's Cabal Stronghold, so it is a mono black deck, without a doubt. Eat to Extinction. And the number of rude things that our opponent could have done, that's pretty far up there. Very rude opponent. So 1 champion down. Well, Incarnation, coming down, sacks the Omen, and hey, we got another champion. Would you look at that? I can do this all day. Dang it! I can't quite do this all day. Wish I could. Maybe I'd draw a 2-drop. Nope. It's too much to ask. That's fair. Alright, so let's go Dryad. Overgrown Tomb untapped. Swamp untapped. Play Gift of Paradise. Ramping out nice. And we can go 3s to 4s here, so I could go grab, I think, Ravenous Chupacabra off this Gift of Paradise. Yeah, I think so. Let's kill this Dread Presence. Chup you! Alright. We ain't got the scariest board state in the world, but it's better than our opponents, so that's not too bad. And then Dryad can get sacked to go get, I think, Nightmare Shepherd at that point, so that any future sacks will essentially just give us the creature back. Which would be wonderful. Agonizing Remorse. Boo Hiss. Wow. Okay. Kind of glad my game plan was to use this Dryad, so that's not too bad. Moldy Girl. Good stuff. Right. I think we're going Muldrotha. I think we go Muldrotha, specifically because we're going to kill this Dryad and protect my Muldrotha with Nightmare Shepherd. If they kill Muldrotha, she comes back. If they kill Shepherd, then they're going to need to remove Muldrotha right then and there, otherwise I just replay Shepherd. So now I think I've kind of got them in a lock, where they just need too much removal and there's just no viable way to have it. So what say you, opponent? Do you explode right now? I'd explode right now if I was you. They've used a lot of removal, haven't they, as well? Thinking it through. Sounds like they got options. Power to ye. Stone Coil X5. Okay. Well, what have we got in here? Creature is going to be Citizen Champion. And then enchantment, I think it's going to be Dryad of the Elysian Grove. Draw us a card. Get a Murderous Rider. Can't swing through because of Stone Coil Serpent. So we're going to pass the turn. We're going to sack this Dryad. We're going to get... I mean, we could just get Nightmare Shepherd on Spark Double. That way we have that extra layer of protection. Ravenous Tube on Stone Coil is obviously also an option. But I kind of like Spark Double Nightmare because it also draws us a card. And gives us 9 million different ways of protecting ourselves. So I'm going to sacrifice this Dryad to bring it back to draw a card as well. Beautiful. Engine established. Good game, opponent. Good game. Alright, they noticed. So we've got Omen of the Seas, which can get more Citizen Champions, and then we play this Dryad to draw 2 cards. Sacrificing this Dryad to get back Chupacabra to kill Stone Coil Serpent, swing through for a massive amount of damage. Eventually, just deciding when we want to kill our opponent, because it's all about deciding when you want to start swinging. Because until that point, we can just keep building up value over and over and again. It's kind of what this deck does. It's pretty sweet, and I have a lot of fun with it.